It is how it is, people. You've got to treat helmets like that. You know, while I'm focused on something, they're like little rats running through the comment section. It's nice to just expose them for what they are. You know, they're meant to be adults. Do you understand what I'm saying? All wobbly. Majority haven't got kids. You know, not responsible in life. Boom, boom, dum, 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 dum. Or if they have got kids, it's been with a ma for 10 years.
As a business owner, you have enough.
Understand what I'm saying to you lot?
Digital marketing tools to do the heavy lifting for you. Constant Contact is the
Fired as spitting. No one likes me bars, mate. No one likes me music. It'll just like, it contradicts what I believe in. Choose a life, not a knife. Not encouraging kids to participate in crime. My lyrics are just like next level. They don't encourage kids to participate in crime. It probably lets them know just how violent it can be in that life. Do you understand? Instead of encouraging them to get out there like all the nuggets, you should be doing it. And they can't admit, once they're on that little money making scheme, they can't admit that the chat about how they really conduct themselves in life. Even though they're spitting made about this type of life, they're not doing everything they're saying. And then instead of ending it like at the end of the tracks saying, but you kids don't ever get into this life, they're just leaving it up to the imagination of them. Because the minute they start saying, I don't do this, that's it, the money's drying up, the relevancy in the area's going to them, and that's so they just got to keep their mouth shut and make as much as they can off the back of it and off the back of their mindset. Because that's who makes them money. Your kids. You know, for that drill music, the biggest market is your children, whether you like it or not. In the music industry, drill music for the youth now, probably in most Western cities, is the biggest selling type of music out there. And this is what your youth listen to, madness. And you wonder why some of them are going sick, and we've got kids acting like gangbangers at 13, attacking men. A woman just made 4 years ago, I was screaming this 4 or 5 years ago before I even started seeing these incidences. I was screaming my head off about Bolger, Lucy Hargreaves, screaming. If we don't start, because they were just going off in Barnets and all mad areas, and I'm screaming for about 18 months, and then bang, boom, 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 boom. It's like 4 women shot dead in like a month. And I've been screaming it, you're going to have kids shot dead in their own home if you don't get a grip of what's going on. Olivia, bang, 18 months later. Anyway, to keep it flowing. And their name, you know, they shouldn't be dying in vain. Everyone seems to just, oh, great, we'll remember in a year, we'll remember these kids, we'll remember this, and it's just like in vain. Nothing's really changed. We're still seeing children harmed and killed. We're still seeing madness on your estates. We're still seeing lack of community centres, lack of things for kids. Nothing has changed at all on the back of that young girl's murder, other than they set up a phone number, like a Crime Stoppers number, so you can report the criminals in the area. It's a good thing, isn't it? But who is that benefiting? And this is how I always bring it back to. So they turn up on this atrocious murder in the city of Liverpool, throw a poxy 75 grand in, and then off. Invent this number and make the people of that area convinced that this is to help them. It doesn't benefit them at all. Yeah, they might snitch on a few people and get people took off the streets, but the real benefit from that initiative is for the law enforcement agencies. And this is what you need to think about, people. Everything they do, it's in their interest, not ours. It's spun as if it's in our interest, but it's not. Even when they're taxing you, lowering taxes, fixing this, not fixing that, it's all in their interests. I thought you were 6'2". Why is people guessing me age, my height now? What's that got to do with things? Because I'm sitting crouched? Because I don't stand up in my lives? People only stand up to portray a bigger figure of themselves. Do you understand what I'm saying? People can't sit here, most of them, without looking with a big belly. Do you understand what I'm saying? So they stand up and have the t-shirts like this because they're all insecure. Yes, peekaboo. Go watch Dad's videos, you will see how tall he is. I'm 5'11". I'm 5'11". I'm the smallest out of the G brothers. All the others are like 6 foot. Free Spirit, 23 official. What I lack in height, I make up for in brains, mate. You don't want no more freestyling, do you? Scouse saying belt a chair, bro. I bought the full package for 15 ton. Table. All this. What I've noticed with the new clickbaiters, I've encouraged them a little bit, see how they move. You know, I've come across it on the FYP and just shared it. You know, like put it on mine on a repost or sent it along my Instagram. And what I've noticed they're doing is they're just taking all the content that makes me look like a comedian. You know, when I'm speaking pure, powerful words of wisdom, they're not putting that content out there. Do you understand? So the image they're trying to portray is that I'm a joker. There's nothing serious about me. So just bear that in mind, the people that know me. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You got Free Spirit saying, I'm tired of life, I'm tired of. Well, you can't be tired of life, can you? Life doesn't make you tired, mate. People do. If your life's in a mess, remove everyone from it and it'll fix itself. I know it's difficult sometimes because some of you have got yourselves into situations that you can't break free of. Kids, marriage. But if you think everything's getting on top, there's someone in your life that's making it heavy in there, just start removing people. You know, process of elimination if you don't know who it is. You should use a process of elimination on quite a few things you're going to come across in your life, so it's best getting on it early. Get on it early, remove them people that are going to be dead weight in 2 or 3 years. Just get rid now. Sounds mad, doesn't it? But you can spot them. You know, if you're going to college and you're getting an education, looking to get work, but you've got a few kids that are not in college, just filling everything up, smoking weed, looking rough as... They're the people that are going to be dead weight in your life in 3 years, so stop wasting energy with them. Doesn't matter if you grew up with them. They're obviously on a different path of success than you, aren't they? So don't slow yourself down. Jog on. Honest. You know, use young girls, attach yourselves to these groups for years and years and years, and you could have just been knuckling down and doing what... We've got it back to front, and that's the way the Western world wants you. Why? Because you're consuming products. You're consuming products. So for them to keep certain industries flowing, they need to keep the interest in them consumers. So you're all consumers, even me. We all consume that they put in front of us. And in this Western world, they do it back to front. And in these big businesses, they always need customers, and they don't want customers up here who are old. They want them as a young, so they've got them for decades. Continuous. So instead of telling you, knuckle down from 15 up until the age of 25, dig in a school, get your qualifications, get yourself a decent woman or boyfriend, marry up, get kids, get your mortgage set in place, get yourself a job that's secure, and then when you get to 30, 45, then start spending your money on drink. That's the way you should be doing it. But because these want every generation to keep that business popping off, the alcoholic business, if you like, they encourage every new generation to come through. Oh, it's alright at 17, get out there and have a drink. And you get parents who's gone through the same way of living, off drink, saying, go on, get out there, go and experience, have a laugh, have a party. And they're gone till like the 21, fezzies, clubs, Kurt Blooms, all that goes with it. And they're derailed. Instead of fezzies and all the parties off while you're 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, bang. Your kid's 3 or 4, you're going places, you've got your little job, you've got a steady income. Now go and enjoy life. Don't feed into their consumer way of controlling us. And that's the way it is, to be honest with you, honest to God, that's the way I look at it. You shouldn't be encouraging your kids to off at 17 and 18 and go and party and go and experience them festivals. You should be drilling it into their head, stay in there, get this done, get that done, get that done. Then get out there as a woman that knows, that can be safe, that can pick decent people to be. Because every time you go to a nightclub, you're putting yourself at risk. It doesn't matter who's on the door. Everywhere you go now, you're at risk. It's a shame, innit? Everywhere you go, you're at risk, mate. Unfortunately. So years ago, if a woman came under attack, you'd have a man, and he'd see her and he'd jump in, and the man would be capable to defend the woman, and he'd have the heart, because he knows he's capable physically to defend this woman, he'd have the heart to interfere in this. That's happening, that's wrong. Men of today, look at the kip of them, mate. You've got men who aren't fit and strong enough, and when they get into danger, it's like they know, I can't get into this mess, I've got to try and talk this out. And people aren't willing to talk these days, so you're just getting men laid out in front of wives. You know, so that same man, because he knows he's not adequate enough to have a scrap, he'll turn a blind eye to that bird, get a thing, I can't have it with them, unruly me, and just let the bird get weighed. And this is how man's deteriorated, if you understand. That's the point I'm trying to make. Go back to when we were 24 and that, no one was laying hands on birds, mate. My brother laid his hands on his bird, he just got off hard Danny. Hard Danny was messy. And that's, a lot of that's happening, and that's why a lot of people are starting to tolerate it. It's like a cycle of events, isn't it? You know, depending on how you've been treated in your house, depends on how you're going to treat others. If you're raised watching your dad belt your man all over the gaff, you know, it's 80% more or less likely that you're going to start belting your bird all over the gaff when you're older. So out of me and my brothers, there's 5 of us, every one of my brothers were laying their hands, knuckles on the birds. Danny went extra miles, putting them on chairs, putting the gas cookers on, the gas fires on, locking the doors, leaving the tighter chairs. Honest to God, next level, Danny. You don't want to go with Danny, girl. Hey? I warned you, don't expect me to save you. Yes, Dale Harrison. But that's the way it works, mate, doesn't it? You know, you either rebel against it or go with it, don't you? Unfortunately, there's a lot of lads going with it now. And the dynamics that I recognise is like years ago, I reckon, because we were having discussions like this, and I recognise this dynamic as well. When you've got you know, when you've got a lad and a single mother, and that single mother's like anti-dad, anti-this, anti-that. No, let me rephrase that. You know, when you've got a mother and she's got a daughter, and the mother's throwing shots at the dad in front of the daughter, you know, throwing slaps at him and all that, man. That some birds do, you can't deny it, they do it. When you've got a mother like that and a daughter witnessing that, your daughter goes on to pick on lads. You know, start slapping the boyfriend round when they get older, honest to God. And if you're raising your kid as if this is okay, yeah, you were sweet hitting your fella or whatever. But if your little daughter thinks it's sweet to lay her hands on him and he turns around and hospitalise her, whose fault's it? It's yours, mother, innit? Do you understand what I mean? And it's the same with lads. It's the same with lads. Lads can become victims, mate. You know, if you've got a young boy watching his ma beat the dad up, more than likely that kid's going to let his bear beat him up. It's the way it works, mate, honest to God. That's the dynamics I recognised years ago. Some of you, some of you won't understand, some of you will. But that's the true dynamics of it on both sides of the fences, mate. If you're an aggressive bird slapping fire of a man in front of your boy, or your son will grow up thinking it's sweet for his bird to slap him up, and your bird will grow up thinking it's sweet to pick on a man. It's just not good, is it? Right across the board. And it's the same the other way. You know, if you've got a young girl watching her dad beat the ma up and nothing really gets separated or come away or any sort of justification about it, your daughter's going to go grow up, and if he lays his hands on her, she's going to accept it like mummy was. That's the way it works. And then I don't know, I just witnessed these man. I'm not complaining about no one, do you understand? Don't take it like I'm buzzing off his or saying. I'm just saying they're the dynamics that exist. Like, you'll have a mum whose head's been gone over this relationship with the dad, and in front of the daughter, she's just hating on the dad. Hating on men. I hate men. In front of the young girl. It's turning your daughter away from men, believe it or not. She's hating men, she's not even a 16-year-old yet. So it is what it is, lad. The environment and the that you're raising your kids amongst is very, very important, depending, you know, what dynamics they're going to end up in. It's hard, isn't it, when you're all under one roof? It's hard when you're all stuck in the one room and you can't get away, but it's got to come off the chest and you've got to shout what you need to shout, and you're going sick and there's kids there, and it's like you can't contain yourself, isn't it? And everything they're saying is irritating you more, making you more... all under the same roof, just... It's messy. Major effect on the kids, lad, on how they're going to behave as they're getting older. You're establishing behaviour patterns in the mind of that child. Know what I mean? So years ago, if we seen our ma getting it, we'd go at me dad and start, even though we're going to get a good hiding, me and Danny would go at him, you know, try and protect me mother. These days, if some of these lads see the dad hitting the ma, they'll jump in with the dad and beat the ma up. That's how it's going.